Hi. So I'm going to talk about some more barriers for Quinn. These ones are basically all piggybacking off of the fact that her communication device, her main means of communication, is technology. So because it's technology, it means that she can't have it in the water. So when she's in the shower, bath, or pool, or any sort of water play, she can't have full access to communication. Now, there are things that we can do. We can print out pages with a few words, but we're limiting her to the words on the page. And so, like, she's got this is 15 symbols per page. They have, I think the next one up for the device is 60 symbols per page, which eventually we will work up to that. But you've got like the building blocks that need to be started. So that is a huge barrier for Quinn, specifically because water is a place that she is super regulated. And that is hard because regulation is the best place for when she is regulated is she's going to communicate the best, but she can't have her full access to words. So that sucks. Um, and then the other piece of the barrier is that she has access to 15 words at a time, and that's not even like fully accurate because if you look,
A
um,
lot.
like okay, so let me go categories, people. So actually, you can see here, oops is right here, but like oops is also going to be, oh no, because that's page back. I don't have all of them memorized exactly about which ones are page back and which ones are oops, but like clear is going to be one of the buttons on most of her pages, which clears out the speech bubble up here, the message board. Um, and then she's going to either have a page back or an oops on most of her pages to get her back to the other one because like every page needs to navigate to the other one like one way or the other whether we're going forward or back in her words. um, so I mean that's like I mean I don't even think any of us can fathom how limiting that is for her. And so that that's a bit of a struggle. And I've been telling people recently is that like I know the words are up here for Quinn. Like her brain works. But for whatever reason, because of her disability, she cannot get the words from here to here. And so that's so incredibly frustrating. The other piece about what makes the device limiting for her is that motor, like she has motor difficulties, motor skill difficulties, gross motor and fine motor, and she has come so far, but she still sometimes like it was explained in a book written by a kid with Angelman syndrome um, that their body does things without their permission. I'm like paraphrasing. Um, and so like I've always sort of kept that in the back of my mind. And so sometimes that's the same thing with Quinn. Like sometimes her body will push a button and I'll just go ahead and add I was going to do this in another video, but the another limiting piece, a barrier for her is that she needs an adult or another person, a partner, to be an effective communicator. And the wait time that sometimes is required for a partner um, is is hard for people to slow down enough to her level. Like there are sometimes she needs like a full 5 to 10 seconds to hear your question, process it, and then get to here. Or, sometimes she'll like push the buttons. So like here's one like I
I
want
want.
something to eat or drink is the button right after I want. So a lot of times she'll go to I want, and I mean she knows how to get to her food page, but sometimes she's going to say something else, but she
Something to
accidentally
eat
hits
or
that
drink.
something to eat or drink. I'm gonna quiet it just so that I can talk over it, maybe. Okay. So sometimes she'll hit that I want something to eat or drink, and then she's like, that's not the page I want, and she'll chat words go by, and she's very good about like now because she's worked really hard at it. She's very good about like being persistent and being like, okay, well, that wasn't the right button. In the early days of her using this, that was enough to shut her down. And she's like, okay, I don't have anything to say then. So that was really hard in the beginning until she, but now we will watch her. She will just navigate. But that is one of the pieces advice for a partner is that you need to wait for her to finish touching buttons before you acknowledge what she's saying, because every not every button that she pushes on her journey is is a button that needs to be acknowledged. Like some of them are just like whoops buttons, and for the most part I just recommend like ignoring that. So yeah, there's a few more barriers and things that make it difficult for her to communicate. Thanks.